What up guys, this is SonicSol here, and I just wanted to make a quick video talking about how to utilize training mode. Training mode is very useful for being able to find solutions to problems that are bothering you. The thing about training mode is that a lot of people think that you have to mindlessly use training mode and grind. You have to understand something, that with training mode, it's usually meant as a place to find solutions to problems. But most people don't even know how to use training mode properly. I want to be able to show you guys the functions of training mode and get you guys ready to use it for what you need. I'm not going to go over every option, but the ones that are probably the most important for you to understand. If you like this video, definitely make sure to hit a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know the next time I upload another video like this. But let's get right into it. I'm going to explain how you can utilize training mode for a variety of things you can do. The first thing, combos. Probably a basic one, right? Like you do a combo, right? And it's a cool one, right? You find something that you could try out. So let's say you're trying to do a combo, right? And you're learning, but you mess up the combo like that. That's not a true combo. You see that? Because the 6HS isn't hitting properly. So what you can do, you can set the block settings to after first hit, so that way whatever combo you're gonna do, if you drop it, the game will immediately block. You'll be able to tell whether or not your combo is real or not by whether or not the opponent blocks it. Okay, so that's how you get it, so that way you know what combo you're doing is true. Another thing to kind of help you with as well is stagger recovery. For characters that have moves that basically cause you to mash. So for example, you see how Nagoriyuki gets hit and then there's this like button prompt right here. Usually if somebody is not pressing the button at the right time of your stagger, what will happen is you'll get a blue beat, not an orange beat, right? So I'll show that right now. So you see how this is a blue beat? This is a blue beat because the Nagoriyuki player is not blocking after they do the stagger, right? However, if I set the stagger recovery to be fast, what will happen is that you see how it's no longer a blue beat combo, it's just normal, even though I don't have it set to actually hit after first attack. That's because they're hitting this at the precise time. So if you set the stagger recovery between like normal and fast, I like to set it to fast because I'll be able to know what combos I'm doing that are actually like legit. So normally when I get something like this, like a jump and slash, this is not usually real, but let's say I land a counter hit, right? If I land a counter hit stroke, then this becomes a real combo, right? Even when they gold stagger. So it allows you to see like, okay, what combos can I do off of this is true, if it's true or not. You can use the guard state to hit confirm certain things. So for example, if you set the guard settings to random, then you won't know when the opponent will block. So random guard can help you with being able to hit confirm various combos or normals within the neutral, and your character might be beneficial for that. Nagoriyuki is also another example, right? Because he has a lot of these normals that he's gonna want to hit confirm into certain actions. So like he's gonna want to obviously hit confirm that into the Beyblade, right? You don't want the Beyblade to come out on block, right? You want it to only come out on hit. Because if you get it on block, then you fuck up. Granted, this move is 0 on block, but you get the idea, right? Like, anytime it hits, you want to do it. Because if they block it, then you're 0, but I mean, it doesn't matter because you're Nago, right? But you get the point I'm making. I'm just going to have her block first, and then I'll see whether it hits, and then do that. You see what I'm doing? I'm trying to master my hit confirm so I don't fuck up. But I mean, that's what you would use training mode for hit confirming. Obviously, I'm bad at that, but you get the idea. I guess the next thing too, which is probably the most useful function of training mode, is the counter attack settings. You see how there's a bunch of different counter attack like situations, so like after hit, after block, after recovery, right? There's a ton of different options you can set the dummy to do. So let's say like after block, you know, they want to mash 5p in your pressure. You can set the after block setting to do like standing P. So anytime that they block something, they'll do 5p after. And then from there you could see like, okay, he's gonna always press jab here. Can I frame trap, right? So let's set him to all block. See how that counter hits? And I don't have counter to be forced here. This is a true frame trap, right? So you can use this to kind of test situations. A lot of players also like to mash throw in between your block strings, right? So another way you can do this is to see, okay, well, if he's gonna do throw, let's set him to throw. Right? He's gonna punish me here. That's a true block string. Oh, he gets counter hit. So I can delay my 6HS. Right? Things like that is what you want to think about. Like, what can my opponent do on defense? And how do I counteract these options? And you can lab that. Another situation here is, we know a lot of people like to jump out of pressure, right? It's like common, right? Especially with like Ramlethal players and shit. Oh, this clips jump outs? He's actually jumping? And he's getting hit? Okay. What if I do a block string like this? Oh, he's jumping out of that. But what if I do... What if I do something like this? What if I could delay the slash stroke? Oh, I hit him. Okay. Is there anything I could do to jail him? What about after this? Oh, he gets hit. Nagoriyuki, when he jumps, he gets hit on pre-jump frames here, right? And I get to actually meaty him. Things like this, you want to lab out, right? This is probably the best tools after block. Another situation is if you have somebody on hit. If you get somebody to get hit by something, you can have the dummy backdash, right? And see what you can do, maybe to bait out a backdash for a reset. Like this. Like, let's say you know that they're going to backdash on hit. And you know you're too far away to get 6HS to connect. So, you could lab out situations like, how do they respond? If they backdash on hit, what can I do? So, the same applies for all of these other options, all these other actions. So you can also test for things like after recovery, right? So let's say on recovery, Nagoriyuki tries to do his Wasureyuki, his wake up super, right? Let's see if we can find a safe jump. Oh, we found a safe jump. Okay. So this is a safe jump for Ino that she could do, as you can see. And I get to punish, right? So you could do this with any action, not just super. So this is good for finding safe jumps and meaties, things like that. So I could have Nagoriyuki wake up with 5p, right? He'll wake up with 5p. And then I'll see, can I actually meaty this? I can meaty it. So these are the things you want to try out, right? These are how you would use each situation. After block, after hit, after recovery. Throw break is another one. Another thing you could do in training mode as well is you can also set the opponent to burst after a certain amount of hits. So you can go up to 20 hits, or you can make it random, right? So in this case, I'll have it set to burst after the first hit, right? So let's say a common scenario is for players to burst after the first hit of 6 HS counter hit. So look at this. So let's say they get hit by this and then they burst, right? Like that. If I do HS stroke, I go underneath that, right? And I get a punish. This is an auto burst bait. This is an auto burst bait. See how it says punish there? So things like that are really important too, because that allows you to find ways to bait burst as well. So I know a lot of the old school Guilty Gear heads want auto base burst combos, so this is probably the way you would want to lab this, right? Same thing with yellow Roman cancel, right? Let's say you want to see how to bait yellow Roman cancel. I do it a lot on my stream. So see, he's going to be set to always burst after the first blocked attack. So in this case, I know that if I do a kick or punch attack, I can block in time. Or a jumping attack for that matter. But if I do a slash attack on the ground, he can actually punish me. But he can't punish any of my K or P normals. And as a result, I can punish him. And a lot of players tend to do both burst and YRC in conjunction. So look at this. Then you get to bait burst, right? Because sometimes people are hyper defensive, so they choose to go for options like this. So there you go. Like, that's how you can practice baiting burst and baiting Roman cancel as well. Yeah, I think it's for wall splat, right? I think it's for wall splat, but unfortunately, like, most of the time everyone wants to tuck forward, so see, that's nothing. Front, back. See, so this is probably the only place where you could use the recovery option is with the wall break. But truthfully, a lot of people will try to tuck forward. If they tuck back, they're going to tuck up. And then you can try to, like, lab how to deal with these situations. But ultimately, most people will try to tuck out the corner by going forward. So, but that's how you would use the recovery situation here. But it's not really useful, like, in neutral, because you can only tuck one way in the neutral in this game. For recording settings, right? You can set your dummy to record any set amount of actions. So you can have it set to be one of 5 actions and to be random between the 5. So for me, my record button is L1. But for you, it might be something different if you check your button settings. So you'll have to configure that. Point is, you can have Nagoriyuki or any character that you have set up as a dummy to do something. In recording standby, you can control the character without recording anything. This is good if you want to practice with 2 characters on the screen at once. But if you hit the recording button again, they'll actually be set on a timer where you can record actions. So in this case, I'm going to have Nagoriyuki do, let's say I want him to do Beyblade. You can also hit the L1 button to end the recording right after. And now anytime slot 1 is played with the playback button, or for me this is, I believe, L2. So L2 will automatically play it. So, as you can see, it's always going to do the neutral jump into Beyblade. And that's the way I record things. I always set the dummy to neutral jump first before doing the attack. So that way I can prepare myself for the attack before it comes out. And in this way, you could lab situations on how to deal with it, right? So for me, let's say I want to know how to stop it, right? 2HS might deal with it. 5K, as I know, will deal with this if I do it right. See? I can start labbing other solutions. So this is good to know, right? And you can set this up for multiple recordings, like I said, and even random. So it all plays out at once. So that's how you can use the record function in this game. And it's very important because you'll come to like that option the most along with the counter attack settings. I think the one that's mostly useful and not a lot of people talk about is after position reset. So a good example is when I fought Hotashi recently on stream, and I was getting tilted because I didn't know how to deal with Beyblade at round start. I would do a lot of other things that were terrible, like dive kick. So I wanted to know how to stop this. So what I did was I went into the lab, I put the situation to happen after position reset, where if the screen resets, he'll always do Beyblade at neutral position. So you can use this in conjunction with position reset round call. So you can enable the round call, and every time the match would start, or you would reset position, it'll always do the round call. The reason this is so important is that a lot of situations in Guilty Gear, there's a lot of characters that have round start situations. So let's go into replay. So let's say I want to find out how to deal with Hotashi doing Beyblade on me, right? Let's use this as an example. So with the replay function, right, you can pause by hitting X. It has all the other options here, as you can see. Unfortunately, you can't rewind. I really want ArcSys to add that. But you can go in between rounds by pressing L2 and R2. I always make sure to set inputs. So I always use circle and turn that on, so that way I can see both the player's inputs and my own. So let's go ahead and go to the first round by hitting L2. So you see, at this point in the match, I see that Hotashi's doing Beyblade, but I don't have a particular punish to deal with it. And see, he's trying to continue to do Beyblade. I'm trading with the 2HS. Right? So I'm looking to see how to deal with Beyblade, and because I'm having problems with it, right? Beyblade 2HS, right? That's really what's bothering me. 2HS. That was really good by Hotashi, by the way. To essentially take his turn after Blood Explosion. But I'm not here for that. I'm here to deal with Beyblade. I know I'm very nervous about it because he didn't do Beyblade that time when I did dive kick. See, he's constantly using it to get in. Try to 6P it, can't do nothing. 2HS. He gets the combo. I'm stuck in the corner. I block it. And I get thrown there. So you can see a lot of it had to deal with the Beyblade in the neutral, right? So if I were to go into training mode, I'd be like, how do I want to stop this Beyblade? How do I want to deal with it? I don't know how to deal with Beyblade on block or on situations where the round starts. I'm doing dive kick and I'm hitting him sometimes for it, but I don't want to go for something that's -6. So what I will do is I will have the position reset and go to round call. Then I would set counter attack settings, and after position reset, I will set the opponent to do Nagoriyuki. And anytime I reset the position, this being binded to any button that you set up in your butting settings. For me, it's the touchpad, right? Or could be any other button you have binded to, but for me it's the touchpad. So I hit the touchpad, and you see how the round counter comes up. If I have him set to do Nagoriyuki as his first action, he will do it. See that? So how do I deal with Beyblade at round start? 2HS, right? 5K, there's another one. Things like that, as you can see. What about if he does it and I have to block it? Let's have Nagoriyuki do this move in the neutral and see how I can deal with it. Let's go ahead and turn off the position reset round call and turn off the counter attack settings. by going to a different action. Next, I'll have the dummy be recorded on slot 1 to do neutral jump and Beyblade. Right? So, he's always going to do Beyblade here, right? I would then find out that he's 0 on block. I have, of course, the dummy to block as well. And you can turn on input history by going to display settings. So here you can see my inputs on the left and right side. So I'm going to have Nagoriyuki now try to press a button after this. So let's say I want him to press 5K right after. We trade here. Can I do 6P? Oh, I win. Can I do 2K? I win here. What if he does 2P here? Oh, I can still beat his 2K? Hold on. There we go. He's beating me. No, I'm beating him. Oh, he's beating me. You see that? It's not really as consistent. But I could do 2P instead and take my turn back. Right? And that's a much safer option. What if he does close slash? Oh, I beat him. I actually can beat him before the close slash comes out. Okay. So, that's what I'm talking about. You want to find solutions to these situations by going into your replays, seeing how to deal with them, and then having the dummy set up these options for you so you can later go into a match and do better. I'm going to go back to a replay now where I show you that off of me understanding how to deal with Beyblade, I was able to deal with Hotashi. So I'm in the replay now, and I'm going to show you where I dealt with the Beyblade. I really hope I can find it, chat. It's definitely in a game where I won. Because that was what forced him to stop doing Beyblade. You see how I'm doing 5K to really like try to preemptively deal with the Beyblade? And he's doing 2S to deter me from doing stroke. Safe jump. You see how we labbed that safe jump situation by using the wake up actions on the super? Punishes my dive kick. Immediately goes for a wall break. Punish the 2S. He immediately bursts. Get the hard knockdown. Caught the backdash. We're gonna wall break. And then what happens here? Beyblade! We did the 2HS to stop the Beyblade. So as you can see, we stopped the wake up super with a safe jump. And we stopped the Beyblade with 2HS. And we were using 5K preemptive to stop the Beyblade as well, to make him not want to do it and force him to take other options to deal with it. So you can see between all three of those situations, we use training mode to essentially improve our interaction in the matchup and not get bodied like we did last time. So that is how you can effectively use training mode. You go and watch a replay where you've lost, or if you remember what happened, if you're big brain, you can take what happened to you in the match, go into training mode, use what I've told you to kind of like rummage around the problem, and then apply it in your match for the next time you play. So hopefully, I mean, I went over the basics of training mode. I'm sure there are other features that you could use that can help you, but those are generally the main things you want to use to kind of improve your play. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys really use this to improve. And yeah, if you guys like this video, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And yes, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know next time I upload another video. I'll see you guys in the next one.